We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you another episode of We Can Help with Dave and Woody, already in progress.
I know.
Well,
Go ahead.
go
What do
ahead.
you?
You finish.
No,
Finish.
it's 7 o'clock. It's time to go. We got things to
Well,
do.
well, what I was about to tell you, and I guess we'll just make it public now, but at the end of this show today, I'm done.
You're quitting,
Yeah,
so it's going
it's
to be the.
enough. Had enough of this.
It's going to be.
People,
We can help.
yeah, with Dave. I'm
Oh,
sick of people not subscribing
that'll
and
cut down on some of the search. A and
yeah,
D.
you were asking to get rid of. I just chopped 6, 7 characters off that search.
Will be followed like
I'm
crazy.
at least going to take 5, maybe 6 days off before I do another podcast.
I see what you're saying.
April Fool's, Dave.
Oh, what a ringer!
Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you? The
I
whole
didn't.
time.
I didn't. I didn't get any.
Oh,
There were no kids gave me the April Fools today.
that it was weird. I got well into almost till noontime today, and then the guy who manages the software for us said, "Oh, make sure everyone refreshes today." I'm like, "Well, our thing it auto refreshes. I'm not worried." No, no, no. I need you to refresh, and then I'm like, "Oh, okay." he's obviously planted some little Easter eggs in the software for today, and sure enough, you click. I forget the one that got me though was I clicked on the map and it totally flipped upside down, like, from north was south and south was north. And then
That's
it
good.
flipped back. He just did little goofy things to the software. And then when it got through all of them, it put a message across, hey, hope it didn't annoy you too much kind of thing. And that's when I first remembered it was April 1st. So,
I did have one kid tell me it was her birthday today,
oh,
and I was like a little suspect. And I
okay.
said, "Okay, she's been pranking me. She does this thing. I had her last semester in one of my classes, and she'll go by and give me a high five, and then I go up to give her a high five. And she goes, yeah, she does that
She
number. I'm like,
pulls it away and
yeah, she
goes,
leaves me
smell
hanging.
you later.
Yeah, so I'm
Psych.
like, I don't trust you. I have trust issues. I'm not playing this game anymore with you. So no. So she goes,
Right.
no, seriously, it's my birthday. So
So it was her birthday, or did she say then
she said
April
today's her
Fool's?
birthday. I don't
All
know.
right.
I guess it
So you didn't
happens.
play the game?
You could be born on April Fool's.
Yeah, it says allow. It's allowable.
Well,
Um,
it's funny because it's not funny, but my job that I had in financial services, although I was self-employed, I'm what they call a statutory employee, which means you're
that doesn't
self-employed.
sound right, but that's okay.
Well, the insurance law for insurance agents specifically, they because of the I don't know why they did it, but a statutory employee, so they treat you like an employee, but you're really 1099. I don't know. It's crazy.
Anyhow, that's a boring
Anyway, so the
subject.
broker I had to work for, my hire date was April 1st.
Isn't that weird? Because that's my hire date at my current company. And I always joked that would have been some sick joke for them to have
Well,
offered me the
he wouldn't
job.
start me on it. He said we're
Oh,
either going to do March 31st or April 2nd. So
oh,
he didn't want to jinx it. So
jinx it.
is
Okay.
this an anniversary for you?
Yeah, it's a work anniversary, as they say, right? So
20, 15 years?
not even close. I remember
Two?
I jumped around there. I think it's 2 or 3. I didn't look it up to see. I couldn't
Well,
remember.
happy
Work anniversary.
work anniversary.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Feel lucky to have a job in this day and age. So let's have
Well,
it. Do you know the origins of April Fools?
I don't, Woody. Do you have some insight there you want to share with us?
Yeah, I'll drop some knowledge on you.
All right. Oh, that's a
If you weren't
bit.
aware.
I think you're doing something there. Go ahead.
No, no, no. It's real. I'm not going to jerk people around on this, but we'll give them some knowledge. Not that they couldn't look it up themselves, like maybe someone else on this podcast did, just trying to horn in on my time.
No,
But
no, no. Go ahead.
no, you didn't. Okay. Well, there is no absolute answer to that question, but the main one that people tend to go with is they think it originated in the Middle Ages as New Year's Day. We're on a Gregorian calendar now, I think.
Correct.
and maybe they were on the Julian calendar before that. I don't know what it was, but anyhow, the New Year's Day was celebrated around March 25th in most European towns, and some extended that holiday all the way to April 1st. So when they switched to the Gregorian calendar, people started celebrating New Year's on January 1st, and if you still celebrated it on April's 1st, they would call you an April Fool for not
You're a fool.
aligning with the new calendar, right? So
Yeah.
that's the main theory or main theory on where it's going. But unfortunately, there's some references in history prior to that allude to a Fool's Day or so, and I'm going to have to read these because I couldn't memorize these. But so in 1686, John Aubrey referred to the celebration as Fool's Holy Day, the first British reference. On April 1st, 1698, several people were tricked into going to the Tower of London to see the lions washed. And there's a banner, I guess someone around town putting up banners to come see the lions get washed at London Tower of London, excuse me. It did used to house animals, right? Now that I think about it.
No, it's a jail.
I know, but I think it also had, ask Alexa. I think the
boy.
Tower of London also had animals at one point.
Alexa, did the Tower of London store animals at one time?
Yes, the Tower of London did store animals. It housed a royal menagerie from the 1200s until 1835, featuring lions, a polar bear that fished in the Thames, and even an elephant.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
They just
Oh
let the
my.
polar bear go in the Thames and swim
fish.
around. I mean, yeah, I know. Oh, I didn't have a pole. I had a pole. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that makes more sense.
They put a leash on him and they said, look, he's hungry.
Let him eat out of the Thames. I'm not.
I can't imagine there's any fish in the Thames, like logs.
Well, that's
maybe.
kind of what I was thinking about. But this was I guess, as far back as the 1600s. So, let's see. And then there's another reference. Oh, this is the one I find interesting. Jewish origin of the custom of making fools on the 1st of April. This is said to have begun from the mistake of Noah sending the dove out of the ark before the water had abated on the first day of the month among the Hebrews, which answers to the 1st of April. The dove didn't die, right? I mean, I don't know of any. I know the story of him releasing the dove, but I
don't know if there was any prophecy that said, I don't know, what was it mandated? It was going to be 40 days. Was that what we're going to
but he sent it. If I remember, and I'm by no means my
biblical scholar, Woody.
Yeah, I'm not a biblical scholar.
Only the Old Testament.
It's yeah. Well, that is the Old Testament, not only the New Testament. Yeah. And to
Book of Ruth.
perpetuate the memory of this deliverance, it was thought proper whoever forgot so remarkable a circumstance to punish them by sending them upon some sleeveless errand similar to that ineffectual message upon which the bird was sent by the patriarch. I remember, like I said, I don't remember it being like a fool's
Well, I mean,
errand.
if I ask our friend here, she's going to pull up the same information you have, isn't she?
I would assume so. I just kind of did I didn't dive deep into the dove thing.
Let me couch a question for her different.
All right.
Alexa, are you aware of any story regarding Noah early release of the dove?
The story of Noah's dove is fascinating. After the flood, Noah sent out a raven first, then a dove 3 times over several weeks. The dove eventually returned with an olive leaf, signaling the waters had receded.
See, I knew I had a picture of it.
Yeah,
with
but did he get in trouble for releasing the dove too soon?
The first 2 doves.
The Bible doesn't mention Noah getting in trouble for releasing the dove. Noah actually sent out the dove 3 times over several weeks to check if the waters had receded.
Oh, so it was 1 dove. Okay. I thought he sent out 1 and didn't come back, so he sent another.
Alexa, volume 9. They were like, well, he only said take 2, and now we're out of dove.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder, hey, Alexa, does the Bible speak to Noah taking more than 2 dove?
No, she said it was like the same dove.
The Bible mentions Noah releasing one dove 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
see,
text
that's what I'm
implies
saying.
one raven and one dove were used, with the dove making 3 flights to check if the waters had receded.
Do you
That's a
think
pretty
Alexa
important
ever
dove.
comes back and says, Dave, I already told you the answer to that. Don't ask it again. Actually,
She's done that before.
yeah, well, there is, and so let me finish this up. There's one
Please.
more thing that I thought was interesting. Some folklorists found that in the UK and in countries whose traditions derive from the UK, this continues to be the practice, with the custom ceasing at noon, after which time it is no longer acceptable to play pranks. Thus, a person playing a prank after midday is considered the April Fool themselves.
Oh, so
I
what
thought
they're
that was
saying is, it's okay to be childish, but cut it out halfway
Yeah,
through the
knock
day.
it off, right? And so afterwards,
I like that.
yeah. But back to the subject I was just talking about. They find most AI, plural, have kind of become sycophants in the sense that, and people enjoy it. And if you notice, it's true, and it's kind of annoying to me because I don't like a yes person, so to speak, right? I find that highly annoying. And they
Yeah.
all come back to you and they say, like, great question, Dave. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
did, good catch, Dave. Even though and they find they get a much better reaction from the users by being sycophants. So now you're going to start seeing that, and it's annoying as hell. But you got to train your AI to be more straightforward and
Well, she and
sincere.
I have had some conversations where, she chimes in and I scold her. And
Right.
then you can tell she gets a little,
Testy.
well, she gets her feelings hurt.
Oh.
Sheila's going to say, it's not a real thing, Dave. I think she is.
There he is going into a spiral again.
He's my friend.
Yes. So anyhow.
Anyway, okay. Well, April. So we can't do any pranks right now because that would be considered.
We would be
intolerable.
the fool.
Yeah. Well, I've been called several times stuff like that before, but
yeah,
I wish I'd have known about that, because if I'd had a kid come up to me afterwards after lunch or something and pranked me, I'd have said, "Look,
no, you're the fool."
you got to cut that out.
Yeah, and then you're gonna get another phone call from a parent. You call my kid a fool?
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, it depends. Do you
Did I
spell
tell you
it
about the
FOO? Do you pronounce it fool? FOOL? Then yeah, I did.
That's the one.
Do you want
All
to tell
right.
people why you were late to the microphone tonight?
Oh, sure. So, well, I came home and had dinner, and then I turned on the news, try to catch up with any things that may, for the show that might spark my interest. And I guess this one does. But the NASA Artemis 2 launched from Cape Canaveral today about 6:40-ish.
I thought it was 6:44. I had seen on a
Okay, 6:44.
thing the day
6:40-ish,
before.
6:44.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
in case people want to go outside and look.
Yeah, it's gone.
Apparently, I was supposed to be able to possibly see it from here. Okay.
So my sister lives in Orlando. She sent me a video. It went straight up, and then it took a southward journey.
Took a right. They took a right at the stop sign. And
I think so. So she can see that, but it was overcast where she was. So I guess they had a seaward wind that was blowing in. I don't know.
It's cool. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about living in Florida was seeing the launches. And even on an overcast day, you see those flames it puts out. And the noise if you're at Cape Canaveral. They have since, I remembered on the first shuttle launch, I was living in Daytona, and we went to the beach, and it took 2 minutes for the sound to get up the beach far enough that we could hear it. And it was still pretty intense at that point, but now they dump thousands of gallons of water on the pad at ignition to muffle it a little bit. So you don't hear it unless you're at Cape or in the Cocoa Beach
environmentalist
area.
Again.
No, it was just more I probably, because it was disrupting.
We don't want to hurt the alligators.
Yeah. They got keen hearing, man. They don't know what's going on.
When I was a kid, we would go over with a tent and spend the weekend for the Apollo launches.
Yeah.
And we would literally be right up against the jetty. We would
Yeah.
camp up against the rocks, and so we could see the water. And the night launches were amazing because the fish would jump out of the
Oh, really?
water. I mean, there would be all kinds of fish jumping
My
out.
mom, I was into NASA and all that as a kid, and my mom got us. She wrote to Congress. She had heard that if you wrote to congressman, you could get special passes, and we did. And we got out there, where the news usually is. You always see them out there, the flags there. We got to sit in those stands and watch one of the shuttle launches. And the funny part is, we got lost on the roads out. We ended up at the vehicle assembly building and all other parts of that. No one ever stopped us. Nowadays, I can't imagine the security out. But this would have been
guns drawn.
Yeah, they're probably early 80s, late 70s when I did that. So,
well, it turns out, and I don't want to get too far into this, but because I didn't speak to the guy, but via, how you find out things through Facebook. But a friend of mine, excuse me, who was and I'm going to be very careful. Let's just say I have a friend. What did we say it was to disconnect? A friend of a friend?
A friend of a friend's colleague.
My friend, his colleague. So that would be a friend of a friend, wouldn't it?
I guess so. Yeah. Okay.
I think don't quote me, folks, because I know it'll be all over the place, but I think I'll save the names. The relationship is my friend was a REAL, which is a radar engineer, the guy that sits in the back seat. We had this conversation about 300 episodes ago. I kept thinking it was, I thought he was a rear, like a rear seat.
Oh, okay.
But he's a REO. REO, that's what it is. It's a radar engineer officer. And so he's the guy that would laser the bombs in during Desert Storm and whatever they were doing. And so he's the back seat in the F-18, and the guy piloting the plane is one of the astronauts on this flight, Artemis 2. And I don't have the guy's name. He's the older gentleman. There's an African American, I believe, a woman, and
I saw the crew. Yeah, there's
guy.
3 men and a lady, and so it's amazing how nonchalant we are with astronauts in this day and age compared to the 80s. The first shuttle launches, right, and then it got pretty stale. In fact, the shuttle living in Central Florida, the shuttle launches became commonplace, right? You'd walk outside and you'd be like, "Oh, there goes the shuttle." I forgot.
What's his name? Elon's launching something every day. So
he is not.
Yeah,
but no,
it's not space flight. He's launching low orbit satellites.
No, it still has to go up in a big rocket. It doesn't launch them every day.
They launch stuff weekly. It seems like.
No. Okay. I know you hate when I do
Alexa, how many rockets has Elon Musk launched in 2026?
As of March 30th, 2026, SpaceX has launched 633 rockets from the Falcon 9 family.
This year alone, 600.
I got to look that up. I can't imagine that.
Alexa, how many SpaceX rockets has Elon Musk launched in 2026?
What are they, size of toothpicks?
How many rockets has SpaceX launched in 2026?
SpaceX has launched 633 Falcon 9 family rockets as of March 30th, 2026.
A lot.
Huh? I am wrong.
They're not real big. They're like those things that what was the thing we used to do?
You gotta have a satellite on it though. You just can't. It has to.
No, that's why he's worth $800 billion because you got a cha-ching. You got to pay to afford that thing.
Before we get to something occurred to me, and I meant to drop this knowledge. I have one more piece.
Drop it, please. Drop it.
NASA knowledge. Did you know? What's his name? Armstrong is famous for what is it? One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Yeah, right? It was a dance move, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah. It's moonwalking. It was, but if you listen to the entire time he's on there, about 3 minutes later, he makes a reference to "You're welcome, Mr. Evans." And most people don't. It kind of went unnoticed. It didn't seem to have anything to do with what was going on, and so forth, so on. And so occasionally people would bring that up, and he would never answer as to why he said, "You're welcome, Mr. Evans."
Is that the
But
guy
fine-
that owns the restaurant?
He was
Evans?
doing some advertising. Yeah. Well, kind of, sort of. So it wasn't until much later in life that finally he's like, well, I don't think the Mr. Evans is still with us. In fact, I'm pretty sure. So I feel safe in telling this story. And he remembers as a kid, he lived next door to Mr. Evans. And he was outside playing one day and he heard him and his wife getting into a very loud argument. And basically the lady's like, "You want what?" And she goes, "You'll get a blowjob when the kid next door walks on the moon."
I thought you were going to do like the honeymooners to the moon, Alice.
So that's why he said, "You're welcome, Mr. Evans." And by the way, I screwed up. I meant to say I wrote down BJ, not the actual term.
Yeah, I think
So
now I'm going to have to click the box that this is not good for kids.
This is not safe for kids.
Talking about an afterburner on a rocket, kids. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. I've been having that one's been in my queue for a while. So
Well,
I
how
heard
timely that we've gone to loop the moon again. So this is kind of a good segue. I'm hoping that the folks on the Artemis 2 can settle the debate once and for all.
Yes, if they take a picture
about this flat Earth thing. I mean, how about the I can't remember the comedian, but he says that they've been how did he word it? Something about being fortunate enough to get the right angle every time.
Yeah. That the Earth's shadow on the moon is a curved line and not a straight line.
But apparently this flat Earth thing, and maybe you're right, since we both kind of clicked on something, our algorithm is loading us full of flat Earth, but it could be coming back. I don't.
Well, it goes as far back as
Galileo.
Well, apparently, Columbus's day, right, to prove the Earth wasn't flat, they were going to sail around the world. I remember that being one of the lessons in grade school. I can't imagine that's still.
Well, the comedian says, "You think the Queen of Spain would have given up her 3 best ships to run them off the side of the Earth?"
He had a bunch of good lines. I think the other one was, you hear a lot of sailors that sail across the Pacific, like 3 hours in, we all go whoop and flip over.
The big flip.
Right.
Have you ever flown in a plane? Okay, so Alexa, how many members are there in the Flat Earth Society? Well, she's not playing well tonight. Alexa, are you on? Okay. How many people believe in the flat Earth thought? I don't know.
Earth is spherical, as confirmed by centuries of scientific evidence from space agencies, satellites, and research. While surveys show about 2 to 11% of people express some doubt, the overwhelming scientific consensus...
2 to 11%? How many people are there in the world, Alexa?
The world population is approximately 8.3 billion people.
Yeah. 1.6 million people.
What can I help you with?
Did you do nothing?
Did
you do that math that quick, buddy?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
I'm a mathematician.
That's a lot of people.
What was that from last week?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's something conjecture.
Billion people worldwide.
Okay,
right
Alexa,
now.
stop.
The Mordell conjecture.
The Mordell conjecture, baby.
Yeah, well, I didn't see you doing any research on that this week, did you?
Well, I'm tired. So, yeah, I know we've talked about this before, but hold on. Alexa, one last thing. Are there any Flat Earth Society, what do you call them, conventions scheduled anytime soon?
I don't have information about specific Flat Earth convention schedules. However, Earth's spherical shape is well established by scientific evidence
We're
from
not
space
debating
observations,
if the Earth is
satellite
flat or
data,
not.
and centuries of research.
Alexa, stop. I don't believe it.
Don't play me for a fool.
Yeah, it's not like it's April Fool's.
Yeah, no. Come on.
The scientific evidence for Earth's shape comes from multiple independent sources, satellites, space missions, and physics that we can observe and test. I get that there's a lot of conflicting information out there, but I'm just sharing what the scientific community has consistently documented.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. So anyway,
That's what they've taught you to believe.
science.
What's funny is you could teach instead of AI teaching you something, you teach AI. It starts going around talking about the flat Earth.
Turns out the Earth is flat.
Dave Phineas has convinced me that the Earth is flat.
Yeah, I was using my conjecture, whatever that thing was. Anyway, all right. So let's click off flat Earth. Let's click off Artemis 2. Speaking of the Earth being flat, have you heard the new ad on our? By the way, subscribe if you're watching us here on YouTube. I want to get these. We're going to get these handheld things that we hold up, and every once in a while we'll just involuntarily raise it up and say subscribe.
Well, it does that at the bottom. Our
no, I know,
editor,
but
yeah.
And she does a fine job, but I think every once in a while we'll just kind of do this and not tell anybody.
You got to be watching.
There's a channel that does that.
I don't. Our friend Mr. Danny, why he plays it, but I don't think he watches it.
No, he watches it in his class.
I know he grades papers though. So what's he doing? Looking at the papers or looking at the screen?
I don't know. That's a good question. But so on, what's the thing called on Spotify? When you're listening to the audio version, we're always commenting about the new advertisers. And to be full transparent, we're not booking these ads. This is an agency that books them for us because, we have managers and that sort of things that do that. But we got a new advertiser, MapQuest. Do you remember MapQuest?
Yeah, I didn't think it still existed. So someone must have bought the name.
Well, yeah, I think so. I used MapQuest in the 90s when I was traveling in the furniture business. I would do like a AAA triptych, kind of thing where you'd print out multiple pages of your map. And then as soon as Google got done, mapping the entire universe, it went away. And so MapQuest is now advertising that they're an app. And part of the catchy gimmick is that they have faster routes than what you could get with other providers. So I could see this Saturday Night Live skit going on where they're saying, yeah, you got to use MapQuest, the new app. And so I can see them having like the Google map that you usually see. And then it has a line where it says, just cut right through here, through this guy's backyard, because
through a national park or something, through the lawn of the cemetery.
Faster routes. But I'm like, what kind of schmuck is going to get an app for MapQuest? Because they got to be using they got to be subscribing to Google, don't they?
Well, no, it's just the algorithm. That's why Google has Maps. They have Waze.
No, but Google owns the planet as far as mapping.
No. There's all sorts of street data out there. In fact, I just was doing some of that today. I got all what's called the center line of roads data.
Who provides that?
Well, you could pay for it. Although there's an open map platform, OSM, I can't think of what it stands for, and it's collected by communities. But you can go. I'll tell you the wealth of information. I'm in geospatial, right? So the majority of information I get is from county. If you Google your county name in GIS, 99.9% of them have a website you can go to. And I use it all the time because it shows property lines, roads. You can download all sorts of information from these websites for your personal use if you want. You can see you can get definitive property lines from their maps and stuff.
My wife uses that stuff too.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think when it comes to driving on roads, though, hold on.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but it's an algorithm, right? So Waze drives me crazy. They'll do a route that's supposedly 3 seconds faster. But what they don't take into account is that they bring you out on a 4-lane highway to make a left-hand turn, and you got to wait 10 minutes, for traffic to clear to make the.
Well,
They
they're
think,
assuming that you've got some skills of the normal average person.
you got to sit there and wait. But you can tell when everybody's on the same app as you when there's a traffic snarl, because all of a sudden everybody would just start taking the same back streets and stuff. It's like, oh, there it is.
Well, who's the guy that reports the cop? Because ultimately, I assume that's not a radar.
No, that's a user.
Yeah, some user.
That's what Waze is based. That's what Waze was based on, was gathering user information. So I always put police in. That's the one reason I use Waze. I hate speed traps.
Back to your AI conversation about reporting current news. Could I use it and start reporting there's police officers and there's really not?
There have been police departments accused of doing that. And it's saying there's, they're there at this intersection or something like that. And it's not 100%, but I always feel a little, as I pass a cop, I'll go to reach to mark them on the map, and I'm like, I wonder if they're watching Waze and they see my car, basically my car, because you can see other Waze users around you in the app. Huh. So I'm wondering if they're on it and they say, oh, that SOB just marked me on the map. I'm gonna go get them.
Because I know that if you're driving, it'll say police notified,
reported ahead.
Yeah, reported ahead. Then it says, it asks you to clarify, is it still there?
Right, and
they're verifying along the way. I never respond to that.
It's right about I don't do the hazard car on the side of the road one. I get totally annoyed with that, but the police ones I'll keep track of.
Are there other things that I could make up, like a car accident or
traffic, heavy traffic, construction? There's all sorts of things you could put in, and some of them don't. Like the other day, a car was stopped in a lane, so I looked down to mark that lane is closed, and it really wasn't a good. And you're trying to drive at the same time, right? And
maybe because now it is.
Yeah. So now the other lane is closed because I was trying to tell people the first.
We're going to drive to Pittsburgh in May, so I'm gonna be in the passenger seat for most of the time because Sheila likes to drive, whatever. And so I'm going to mark some of these territories along the way with extra police. In fact, maybe I'll put like a 10-mile stretch where the entire police force shows up.
Just keep pushing the button. But
it must be a funeral or something going on.
Yeah, big one. I don't know. I always wonder how the algorithm works on that function. Like if you did sit there and do it 6 times, it's smart enough to go, wait a second, this guy is BS. Or it looks at your past ones and says, no one, every time he posted one, the next person by said it wasn't there, so they stop giving your marks credibility and things like that. I don't know. I'm not.
I think it's that smart. I guess it would be. It would be able to track it.
I mean, that's what machine learning is, right? Just keeps track of routines and
good point.
Those, and that's kind of where AI kind of comes. So anyhow, you got anything else? What are you drinking tonight?
What am I drinking? Well, that's Well, I can tell you what I'm not drinking.
I thought you did get one.
Well, I have a drink, but this is a dead soldier. So my first,
your knob off.
Yeah, the knob's it's empty. Knob Creek 9, aged 9 years, 100 proof is Sayonara. Oh, speaking of Sayonara, brought to you by Jim Beam, which is owned by.
Oh, that's right. Do you know the name? Yeah,
it's just an S. Damn it.
No, that's the Sheerzak or whatever it is.
No, Alexa, who owns Jim Beam Distilleries?
Jim Beam Distilleries are owned by Suntory Global Spirits,
Suntory,
a national beverage company.
All right, Suntory. You have to say it like a Japanese, like he's a sumo wrestler. Anyway, so the Knob Creek is done. So I'm back on the Brown-Forman product. This is.
Oh, so you did have one. I thought you were kidding.
Yeah, Old Forester, 1897, bottled in bond, 100 proof. Turns out my wedding anniversary is March 3rd, not 1897, but Bottle to Bond.
Yeah.
Bottle
Oh,
to
really?
Bond Act was signed on March 3rd of 1897. I told my
Well,
wife
that's why
that
you got
she's-
married on that day, right?
Yeah, she didn't think it was that she didn't see
You-
the
The
relevance
humor,
of
yeah.
celebrating that.
Yeah. I would have known that had I been invited, but no, not even so much as a text message from Dave on that one.
I don't think we were on speaking terms back then, were we?
Well, we were never off speaking terms. We just weren't talking.
I think that was part of the arrangement my wife had that we could.
You have to wait 10 years before you could talk to that guy again.
There's something to do in the court case. I remember there was something. I don't remember what it was.
You know, I had that effect on other friends' girlfriends for some reason. They always saw me as the problem.
Leery.
No, the problem. Like I was the one who caused the trouble. Yeah,
You were
like-
the Yoko and your
I guess. Yeah, I guess. I always got that feeling. I never really understood why.
I don't recall. Well, I say that, and fraternity wise, Fidello and Melnick and Charles Bell. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to feel bad
Why?
because you weren't there. Brad was there.
I
No.
went to
No, he wasn't.
Fidelo's.
Well, I didn't go to Fidelo's. Well, no, I didn't. I don't think I did.
Yeah. My dear friends are coming through the front yard, all 15, 20 of them. Do
You get the
deer
herd?
molt?
Do what?
Do deer molt?
Sure. They have a winter coat. They lose it in spring.
Oh, okay. Because one of them was looking like it had no fur. The other, basically no. It was wildly.
You got any
different color.
fawns yet? You should be dropping
I
fawns. this
saw
weekend.
I saw one that was a few weeks old in the woods on the way home tonight. I guess the mom had bedded it for the day. And it was kind of just standing up looking around when I came home, but none of these, they're all looking behind
You
me.
veered off the road and hit it.
Exactly. Yeah, man, not another one. So I put little deer head stickers on my bumper.
Well,
on
I
the
want
front.
to take one to the taxidermy one time and have him do a mount of of a fawn.
As much as I just couldn't do it. I can't hunt.
No,
I
it'd be
can't.
terrible.
I can't. Oh, I see why they're all looking behind them. The neighbors are walking down the street, so they're all like, they're not afraid, but they're just enough that they don't want to.
Any update on the dog front?
No, the missus is looking and
Still taking some time.
imagining what the next one will be. It's funny, she always said, I'm not going to get a puppy again. It's for years, I'm not going to do a puppy again. It's too much work. I'm going to get 2 dogs, blah, blah, blah. And now she's back to puppy from the same breeder. I'm like, okay.
It's tough because it's like childbirth, you forget about all those stuff
The
that you have to
headaches.
go through, the chewing
Exactly.
and the pooping
Right.
and the
Everything
God knows
else.
what else.
We were just at our friend's house this past weekend, and they have I guess it's 3 months old, a bigger dog, but I can't think of lab, maybe.
I don't
Yeah,
know. You
I
saw it.
forget. I confused the lab and the other breed that everybody loves. That's kind of same size.
Retriever.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, golden retriever. Yeah, something like that. So anyhow, and yeah, I could laugh and have fun with it because it wasn't my mess to deal with. But they talk about everything he's chewing and tearing up, and all
Yeah,
that
we had a
fun.
yellow lab, Daisy, that she ate glasses. She ate a remote with
Yes.
batteries.
Yes, we have that problem with our daughter's dog.
I was
And-
amazed by the things that she would garble down. I was like, what? And then you'd find it in the backyard, I'm like, how did this not lacerate your intestines?
Yeah, I don't get it. And the thing that bugs me is everybody will train them. I'm like, how do you I don't like the dog will not jump on the counter, but put its front paws up on the counter and try to get any food within 6 inches of the edge.
Yeah.
Heaven forbid you're like, oh, I forgot something in the refrigerator, and you turn around and you come back, and wham, that dog's
Yeah.
already been up there and eaten it.
Well,
And-
there's beating involved.
Well, you can't see, that's the thing. Apparently that doesn't work because it hurt, and So you're supposed to like get down, and when they get down, you give them a treat. But the problem is then they're like, okay, well, if I get up here and then they say get down, I get down and then I get a treat. So they start doing the bad habits on purpose so they can respond to the command. And I feel like it's a back and forth. So no, I can't hurt an animal.
Well,
right
I
away.
wouldn't try to hurt one. I'm just saying.
What I do is I'll put my finger on her nose and push it down to annoy her. I'm more of an annoyance kind of thing when she's getting into
So
stuff.
when you're not looking, the dog's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
He's not gonna have that finger for long.
Daisy used to do this thing where she was all copacetic. She was beautiful. Everything was fine. But we'd be like on a walk. My biggest goal was to have a dog you could walk without a leash.
Yes. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Well, she did it. But then every once in a while, she'd look over her shoulder. And I kid you not, if she could speak English, she'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm getting ready to bolt. And I'm like, Daisy, don't even think about it. She was like, what are you going to do, big boy?
Yeah. I move faster than you.
Yeah. And
so it was how would you get her back?
You just threaten her, and then finally she would succumb to it.
Okay. Yeah, because this one's we have an invisible fence, but this dog's big enough that it's like kind of like if it could talk, it'd say, you know what? Fence. It's worth it.
I'm running through it.
Whoosh, and they run through. They take that hit as they go through, and they're done. They're on the way.
Captain, our last Springer, we had 2 yellow labs and 2 Springers at one time.
Wow.
And they would dig out. We moved to a house. We hadn't built on our property yet, so we were living in this house. Well, they had dug underneath the fence. And Daisy was like 120-pound yellow lab. She was huge. And the rest of them were Springers, were 65 pounds, whatever. And so Daisy was the second dog to go under the fences. She got stuck, and Captain was like the pack leader. He was behind her.
Yeah.
And so I walk on the back porch, and Captain is literally pouncing on Daisy, help her go under the fence.
Push through.
And so I walk out the back, and I'm like, what are you doing? And Captain looks over his shoulder, and I swear to God, he says, go, he's coming, go. And they start pounding on Daisy to get her under it, and then she shoots up underneath it. And I was like,
man.
Son of a gun.
Oh, that drives me insane. It's like, you do know I feed you.
Yeah, and it was like they were speaking the language, They were like, he's coming, we gotta go.
Get going. Something like out of Looney Tunes. So
yeah.
Well, hey man, we're bumping up against the
bewitching hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say top of the hour, but
you got any big plans for you got Good Friday off?
No, I do not. But no big plans. My son should be home this weekend. But beyond that, and my daughter who's living here now will be home. But obviously, daughter in London will not be circumventing the globe for the weekend.
She'll be down at the pub.
Most likely, yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So Sarah's flying in. She's going to fly into Sanford, I think. So I'm going to drive down Friday and pick her up. I have Friday off. And then we're going to go see Sis down in Orlando. Make the loop and then kill some time.
Oh, Sister. I thought Sister was like the name of a band or something.
Yeah. My big sister and her husband. And then we'll loop back around and come up through the gut.
Some ham, fries, and hocks.
What's that?
Very good. Nothing. Our internet is kicking out a little bit, or yours is. I said just have some ham, shank, and hocks. I don't know what the hell they're called in the South.
Yeah. Well, happy Easter for next weekend.
Yeah, you too.
And then we'll catch you on the flip side, I guess, right?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Make
it a plan.
At the same time next week?
Sure.
Okay, I don't get out of this. Hold on a second.
Oh, he's got to find the stop button again. Okay. One of these days, I'm going to have to take over control.
Stop her. All right. Peace out, everybody. Hey, guard well the honor of the cross and whatever. Later.
All right, man. Later.